Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Not Too Shabby YouTube channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you some covered notepads that I made using the February 2024 box of the month. So these are 5x8 notepads. I covered them with paper and used products from the February box of the month. So here's a quick look at what you can find in that box: 2 paper pads, 2 ephemera kits, and 3 stamp sets, and so much goodness there. I had to make 2. So here's that 5x8 notepad. I have had this in my stash for a really long time, but knew that today was the day to use it. So I am taking a piece of cardstock and cutting it so that it is 8 1/8 of an inch by 6 inches, and this is going to be the cover. You want pretty nice cardstock for this, and then I'm going to score one end at 5 1/8 and 5 3/8. Now my little scoring tool skipped over one, so I will fix that, but just know those are the measurements that I use. Now if you get a notepad that's maybe a little bit skinnier, you might have to adjust your measurements a little bit, but most of these notepads are about 1/4 of an inch wide. I did make it a little bit bigger so that the cover is just a hair bigger than the notepad, and that's so that if you get it off a little bit, you're not going to have your notepad showing. Okay, so I am picking out this piece of paper right here, and this is from that box of the month, and I cut it so that it is 6 inches by 5 1/8. I'm going to put this right onto that cover so that it is centered from the right of the score line. I have a couple strips of cardstock, and I used a die to cut a scalloped border. If you are a longtime paper crafter, you probably have something that makes a scallop border at home. I just pulled it out from my stash, and then I got out all the ephemera that kind of goes with this paper pad, and I'm going to kind of create a little collage there. And so I just picked out the things that I liked and set those aside and put everything else back. As I was putting it back, I did save out 3 other birds that I thought maybe I'd use. To create my little scene, I cut out a vellum circle, and now I can go ahead and put everything together to create my cover. So I'm taking those 1/4 of an inch strip pieces of cardstock and then gluing the scallop to the back, and then I'll glue that above and below my patterned paper there. And the colors that I chose for this particular paper pad cover is from that pattern paper. That's the inspiration right there, and that's how I picked out the ephemera pieces that I wanted to use to make sure that they just kind of matched what I was doing. So now I'm going to glue a little, scene together with those ephemera pieces, and that's going to be the start of the focal point of this particular notepad. They're all just really cute florals with birds, so very sweet. Or should I say tweet? Okay, so I glued that down to the vellum circle, but I'm going to pop up the bird with some foam squares just to give it a little bit of visual interest there. And then I'm going to stamp a sentiment. It's really just a word. It says notes. This is the stamp that started this whole project. It said notes, notes. So I decided I needed to make a project with notepads because of that one stamp. So I had to include it. So I'm stamping it with some clear embossing ink, and then I'll emboss that with white powder just like that. We'll heat it up and melt it, and it's, the inspiration piece behind this whole video. I'm going to tape a die in place that will cut this into a banner shape, and I had some extra scallops laying around, so I thought it'd be fun to put that behind the word notes and just repeat the look of that scallop because I think it's so cute. This die set is from Trinity Stamps. I believe that it is available in the Not Too Shabby shop, so I will look for that and try to link it for you below. It goes with a curtain, for a stage. It makes a stage and a curtain. That's what this die goes to, but I use it for scallops all the time because it's so cute. I glued 2 of my ephemera hearts together and put it there at the bottom, and then I used an alphabet die set that I had on hand to die cut out a name. I'm going to personalize this. It's for my bestie. She loves paper pad things like this, and I thought it'd be good to like have next to your couch maybe when you're searching Instagram and you come across recipes, you could write them in this little notebook. We're gonna put a pocket on the inside now. So I have 5 3/8 by 3-inch piece of pattern paper. This is the opposite side of the paper I put on the front. I'm scoring it at 1/4 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch, 5 inches and 5 1/8 of an inch. This is going to give my pocket just a 1/8 of an inch width to it. And then I've got flaps I can use to stick it to the inside cover. We need to do the same thing on the bottom. I know I'm off screen. It's horrible. I mean, ugh, you'd think I'd never filmed a video before, but I'm scoring it at 1/4 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch, which is just 1/8 of an inch bigger than 1/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to cut off the corners, just where the lines intersect. And it really is better to kind of cut these at an angle. That way, when you're actually putting it together, the sides don't like overlap with each other. So there's the little pocket. I'm going to put some 1/8 of an inch score tape or tear tape or double-sided tape. You know, it has all the names. And that'll be how I adhere it. But first, before I stick it down, I wanted to add a sentiment here, and I put "Stay Curious" with a little heart there. So cute. And then I have the ephemera piece that actually matches the birds in the background paper that I used exactly. So I added that. I am going to put a little glue on with my double stick tape. That allows me to move it in case I, you know, mess it up or something. And gives me a little bit of wiggle time. I did bring in a little flat tool there so I could put that inside and kind of press on those pockets and get them to stay where I wanted. I have a bunch of shaped post-it notepads, and this one, the fox, it doesn't really go with the birds, except that he might eat the birds, which is weird, and he does have a bit of a creepy face, but it matched my colors. So I put that in the pocket, but you could just do like a regular post-it notepad, and if it was too thick, you could always make it smaller by ripping the top of it off and making it half as thick, and it would fit in there. Okay, when I stick this down to my notepad, I use some double-sided tape and glue, and I like to lay the notebook on the cover and then fold that flap over. So I am going to cover up the back. I'm going to do this with an 8-inch by 5-inch piece of paper. This is actually left over from the cover. It fits perfectly. And I glue that down to cover up the back of the notebook and that kind of flap there. Now you wouldn't have to do this, but it just gives it that finished off look. And I want it to be the exact same size of the notebook when it's on the back. I added another ephemera piece there, that bird that's kind of sleeping. And then I wanted to make another like cute thing to go with this. So I'm just going to take this ephemera piece heart, trace it 2 times, and I'm going to make like a decorative paper clip. You can see I have a jumbo paper clip there. I'm going to glue the heart down so it's offset a little bit, giving it a shadow, and then I'm going to attach that to the top of the paper clip. So we have like a decorative paper clip. This is how I like to do it. I like to take my double-sided tape and just wrap that around the paper clip a few times, making the top of it sticky. And then I stick that down to the heart. I used a few thin foam squares because they're about the same thickness. And then I put my second cutout heart sandwiched behind the shadow layer and then just squeeze that together, and I have a decorative clip I can stick on the pocket and the recipient can use that. So I'm going to add another little heart to the front page, even though I know you're probably going to tear it off. It's just for cute, you know, just for cute. You gotta have things that are just for cute. Yeah. So there it is, all finished, ready to go. That fox is ready to find a little bird to gobble up, but yeah, it's kind of fun. So I loved making this so much, I decided I had to make more. So I had my daughter run to the dollar store, pick me up some 5x8 notepads. They came like this in a 3-pack, and they're hooked together. So I tore one off. The paper quality is definitely dollar store quality. I'm just going to say that. But this ended up being so cute. So this is the second ephemera kit, and the tweet paper pack that I'm using this time. I laid everything out, picked out what I wanted, and I'm going to put it together just like I did with the first one. This is 6 inches by 5 1/8. I've got my strips of paper. By the way, those strips of paper are actually from the pattern paper, and I have the same scallops behind them. Now, when I put the circles in the middle, the vellum circles, I actually doubled it up because one layer just like wasn't frosty enough, because these ephemera pieces are more pastel and they were kind of getting lost in the background. So I just doubled up my vellum and had it be a little bit bigger, and it kind of looks cool. So for this sentiment, I did sew tweet, and I cut it out with the same banner die. I'm going to stick it so it's coming out from behind the tree. I didn't add a scallop to that, but I could have. What I am doing is taking this row of hearts die and die cutting it out from some glittered fun foam from Spellbinders, and I'm going to glue one at the bottom there. Look how cute. All right, and then I'm going to do something totally fun and different here. I'm adding an eyelet to the like binding of this notepad cover, and so I'm using my crocodile to set it, and then I've got a silver eyelet right there. Now this is the little charm I'm going to add to the side of the book. I took one of the ephemera pieces, the rainbow, I'm putting it down on that same glittered fun foam, and while that dries, I have these 3 felted wool balls that are left over from some project that I don't really remember. Like they came in a kit. And I'm just going to string those up with some silver cord, and then I'm going to use those to, decorate my little charm piece that I'm going to make here. So now I am cutting around the fun foam almost like it was die cut, so it's a little bit bigger, and I've got that layer showing all the way around of that pink glitter. It's so cute. It's kind of a corally pink. Then I have a piece of lightweight chipboard that I am covering with some double-sided adhesive sheets, and then I'll peel that back, and I am going to use this as the backer for my little rainbow piece, but also it's going to hold my cord there. So I'll stick that down and sandwich the rainbow right on top, and it's going to hold that cord in place, and I just need to trim off the excess cardboard there. So it'll be nice and sturdy and backed with chipboard, and then I don't think that that adhesive is going to allow that cord to move at all. So I feel pretty good about the security of it all. Look at that. Isn't that so fun? Okay, so now to hold the cord on the inside, I'm adding some 1/8 of an inch rip and stick double-sided adhesive. Yeah. And then I'll put the string through the eyelet, remove the backing on that double-sided tape, and just stick my cord to it. But I need to cover that up. So to do that, I brought in some washi tape. Now the washi tape is a little bigger than it needs to be. None of my skinny washi tape really went with this. This is like a light green glittered tape, and so I stuck that right down. And then once I put my notebook in, it'll kind of cover the one side of the tape, so it didn't matter that it was a little thick. Now this is going to be the pocket for the inside of this one. It's 8 1/8 inch by 3 inches. I added some double-sided tape to the back, and then I decided to do a little notch out of this one. So I found the center, made a pencil mark, and then used a circle punch to just punch out that little notch. It kind of just gives it a more decorative look. And then I am actually putting down some cardstock strips right on top of my double-sided adhesive. This is just going to give me a little bit of dimension on my pocket, let it stick up a little bit higher. I didn't want it to be up too high because I wanted this to be where you could tuck pieces of paper into your little notebook. I added some ephemera to that. This one has the birdhouse and all the things with it. And then I stamped the word believe there in some purple ink. And then I've got my cute decorative pocket. I added some more double-sided tape and a little bit of glue, so I had wiggle room, and added my inside pocket just like that. And you can see you can put some stuff right in there. Okay, now I'm adding my notebook just like I did the first time, like that. Well, maybe like that. So that's ready to go. I will cover the back just as I did before with matching cardstock, but this is turning out so cute. I absolutely love the charm of it. the little charm hanging off the side. So there I'm covering up the back. I do have an ephemera piece to put there. It's a little nest with baby birds and the mama. Very cute. And then this extra bird, I'm going to put on the back of the rainbow. It just needed something on the back there. Then I'm adding some alphabet pieces that I die cut from purple glittered fun foam. And this could be somebody's name or somebody's initials if you wanted. Yeah. All right, I thought I needed just a little something to dress up my focal point pieces. So I have a shimmer pen here and I'm just adding some accents here and there to all the things. And it looks so shimmery in real life. I'm sorry that it doesn't look that way on camera. So this stamp set is available at the Trinity Stamps shop. I think it's called Spring is in the Air, and it has this tiny little sentiment that says, I am here for you, rain or shine. I'm here, rain or shine. And I thought that was really cute to go on this little bookmark. This is the piece that I trimmed off the side of the pattern paper before sticking it onto the notebook cover, and I thought it would make a perfect little bookmark. So I put the birdie at the top with those thin foam squares again, and that way it can sit over the paper. So there's my little bookmark. I can tuck it right into that pocket. And now I've got two little gifts ready to go. They are so much fun to make. Like, I just couldn't stop. I loved this. And I have, a couple more. So I can definitely make some more notepads. And I think I'm going to do that. I got plenty of stuff in this kit. Papers and ephemera. I can make a ton more. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you think you would try to make one of these. So that's it for me. I will see you back here again next month on the Not Too Shabby channel. And I hope you will check out our Instagram and Facebook page between now and then. Happy stamping. Bye.